right. Hey, you guys. I'm your guy, Carl Anthony. I'm always running as Carl Anthony for president. Been running for 7 years now. Of course, still running in 2024 as an independent, adding more and more votes every year. But of course, you don't know who I am, so I guess I'm not going to be president anytime soon. But I have time because I want to run over and over again. Anyway, I haven't made videos in a while because the country has been in so much turmoil. From the Biden transition to the Trump attack scenario, and then, of course, followed up with this recent young lady situation, Miss Sonya Massey, who was tragically taken by a warrior of an officer, shall we say, who treated her like an insurgent. So today I wanted to talk about all of this, give my opinion on each scenario, solutions and understandings of what need to be done, and how we can move forward. Just to start off, I advise any of you guys, don't just worry about voting for both major parties. If you're going to take the couch or not vote at all, I would say go out and pick a local person in your area to give some love to, maybe in a lower race, maybe another presidential candidate that you believe in, like a Cornel West or Jill Stein from the Green Party, or an RFK, or somebody from the People's Party. It's like 6 or 7 actual parties, not just the two. If you only pick the same two or just quit and not pick, you don't change anything because the same two bad parties stay in power. You have to give new parties love. So just to bring that up as a point, vote for whoever you want to, but please vote. Half the country votes every time we vote. And it'd be nice if all the couch guys and all the people that have quit, I know who you are, most of you are my friends and family, go out and vote for somebody. I don't care who it is. Write in Bart Simpson. To move on to the next topic on my mind is, of course, the main topic that's going on right now that I wanted to address, and that's the taking of the life of Miss Sonya Massey. If you don't know the issue, Miss Massey, a mid-30s, 35, 36-year-old sister up in Illinois, she called the cops because she thought that there was someone outside of her house. Back in the day, we called it a prowler. Some may have called it a peeping Tom. But basically, she was concerned. Called the cops. The cops came by, checked the whole outside of the house, and the cops apparently noticed a car with a broken window on the side of the home. And that just gave, I guess, this one cop, he was in warrior mode at this point. So he wanted to go inside and ask her for her ID. And come to find out, she did have some mental issues and things like that. And I want to talk about a solution for this. Of course, you know the rest of the story. For some reason, he sent her over there to mess with the hot water, then accused her of trying to attack him with it, and then doing the devastating, the morbid thing that he did. In RIP to Miss Sonya Massey, and nothing but the bottom of a jail cell for that man for a very long time. In retort, now, anytime these things happen, we always, we march, we want change, but what is that actual change that you want and are going to get when you think about it? Because they're not going to do much. Biden hasn't done anything. Trump has tried a little bit. Kamala's cackling. Don't get me started on that scenario, but if you like her, good for you. Point is, this is a solution. So, you notice that we're having all the problems with the cops all around the country. Well, did you ever notice that the officers that are doing the most damage tend to be ex-military, ex-war veterans, who their training is different than regular police officers? See, police officers are trained to police people, their family, their mother, their brother. A soldier is trained to police foreigners, insurgents, and enemies. So when a soldier comes into a situation, he's in war mode. And some of these cops, I think they have PTSD, which 30% of our military soldiers do have. And we need Medicare for all to get that health care for them so they can have somebody to talk to. A lot of these officers have PTSD and they go back into war mode. And they become these irrational, almost like these IDF guys down in the Gaza Strip or wherever else you want to take it. Or the Hamas guys in the opposite direction. To be fair, point is nobody's trying to talk. So this is my solution. We need to systematically drain the police department, and I call it fire, rehire, and retrain. And essentially, you want to systematically rotate out all cops for as fast as any department can do it and afford the loss of officers. I was saying about a fifth of the fourth force in rotation, so about 20% of your force gets fired. They go back into the rehiring process with more strict guidelines, better psychological evaluations. If they pass this stricter test to become an officer, then they go back into full on couple of weeks, month, whatever it is, a police academy training, retraining them in non-battle like tactics against the average American. You can do this over a 6-month period easily with all police departments. And what this would do, it would root out all the bad apples, all the people with terrible records, all the people of poor quality, all the people with terrible psychological situations. This would root out all those cops. So these guys we see coming in there doing this crazy stuff, hurting ladies like Miss Massey and the rest of us, because you know this happens every day. It happens to people of color. It happens to Caucasian people too. It happens to everybody. The cops come in, they get all hype, bang, 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 and then we're mourning. Okay? And then they don't have a camera and say, I don't know what happened. He came at me. She came at me. Like, dude, it was like, she was like, I'm not even going to get into it. So that's my solution. Fire, rehire, retrain on stricter guidelines. 20% of the police department fired in rotation to be rehired and retrained, and that will clean out the police department, give us consistent officers, men of quality, and people who are not treating us like we are insurgents in another country. So that's the portion for Miss Sonya Massey, and RIP once again to her, and my condolences to her family, friends, and the Americans who feel the pain of this, because we all have lost people in various ways. And I know this triggers your PTSD too. Again, that's why we need Medicare for all Americans. Second on the list, of course, Mr. Biden recently dropped out because he's been nuts for the last really, I think he's been nuts since 2008. Like ever since he was there with Obama, and it was like, why Joe always saying crazy stuff? Remember, he would always have these crazy things he would say. Obama would be like, yes, thank you, be nice. And then Joe's like, I can make a chicken fart. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, Joe and his gas. So this guy's been losing his mind for about 20 years. Finally, it caught up and we all saw it in person. Now he's out. Of course, he has Kamala in there. Now, I want to talk on that because I am no fan of Ms. Harris in any way, shape, or form. I even live in California now for the last few years, and I learned about her from there. But I will tell you what I don't like and what Republicans need to stop doing, because you're only making it more difficult to compete. Stop talking about her sexual history. Stop talking about her like she's some woman. Stop making pictures of her scantily clad like she's some rapper. Yes, okay, she's social side, that's fine. But this woman, after all that, she still got the degrees, she still kept the jobs, she still made her way up the ladder, because after she did whatever you think she did, she still had to do the work to at least not get fired. Now, if she got fired from every job she had, yeah, go ahead and hit her with this DEI and all this stuff. But she didn't get fired from nothing. All she did was get promotions. So no matter how you think she started out her life, worked on things, I advise you conservatives, stay away from that side of the game. You have her entire record to destroy. Locking up the parents for the truancy with the kids. Locking up people in the legal state where the green is legal, and locking up people for that. Not letting the guys out of jail so they could fight the fires and make more money. Letting off large corporations without suing them and catching them. Being part of this border crisis, as she was named the drug czar and has completely destroyed the border and let 10 million people get here in the last 4 to 5 years. What is it? 10 million people, 10 million people and whatnot. That was her job. If you don't know, the vice president's job is normally border policy and international policy, and to be where the president can't. Tell me she has not failed at that. Look at the wars. Look what's going on in Israel. Look what's going on in Ukraine. Look what's going on all throughout Africa. Look what's going on in other parts of China. Look at the beef that we're having. Total failure. You don't have to talk about that woman, about her womanhood, and if she's smart and she laughs. Okay, she's Hillary Clinton. We get it. She's really Hillary Clinton dipped in chocolate. We get it. Say that. because Hillary Clinton was a warmonger too. Her record. See who she takes money from. I believe Kamala takes about $4 million from APAC. Hit Kamala on that if you want to do something. That's my advice to Republicans. Peace out, Joe Biden. May you rest in the evil that you brought amongst this world for the last 50 years. I'm sure he's a very nice man in person and to his family, but I know politics, and Joe Biden has spent 50 years destroying this country day by day. And you better remember him just that way. Next topic that's going on is the guy that took a shot at Mr. Trump. Now, I am an independent. I want you to vote for me. I'm actually going to vote for Dr. Jill Stein this year, Stein 2024. But I don't like what I saw with Mr. Trump. Yes, he's a bloviator. Yes, he's a jerk. Yes, you're scared. But I'm going to tell you, all this toxic conversation calling him a dictator, saying nobody's threatening your democracy. You can still vote or not vote for him. Stop. Stop. You know what you're doing? You're radicalizing people with that kind of talk to do the crazy things that that young man did. And apparently, our Secret Service is so dysfunctional that they basically let it happen. And I'm concerned that they wanted it to happen on purpose. I would even suspect the Biden group may have given him a weak group of guys to protect him. Like, yeah, just throw him Terry and them. They're making mistakes, not making obvious calls, letting a child climb up on a roof armed, hanging around all day, flying drones over everything. Oh my God, I'm not even going to get into the other conspiracies because there's no need. And I'm glad they fired the director for the Secret Service, Cheadle. She had to go. And I want to tell you guys, it was the first time I have seen Congress truly be American in about 30 years. When they sat down and they dove down Cheadle's neck. And she had no one, and you better put your resignation in. I agree with everybody, even AOC. Even the nice, soft ones that I thought was going to be nice to her. They were, no. So that's what America needs to be like all the time. Not just when somebody tries to take out a president. Every topic we need to be on the same side. Every topic we need to find a point where we agree. Every topic we need to move forward. And by the way, I'm glad she got fired because if one day I'm the president, I don't want them protecting me. I'm 6'4". I need an NBA basketball team to stand around me and guarantee if I win for president, it's going to be at least 8 to 9 people trying to take me out a week. So that's my opinion on everything. I've been going for a while. I'm trying to get back to the videos. I was a little disenchanted after seeing what was going on with Biden, seeing the debate, seeing the terrible interviews, and then listening to everybody argue and fuss and fight with each other. It disenchanted me a little bit. I got worried about you guys. But then I saw somebody take a shot at Trump, and everybody kind of became American again. We weren't playing this game of winner loser. Now I'm starting to see it again now that this Harris thing is kicking back up. Guys, don't lose what you just had. We're all Americans. Vote for the people that have the policies you believe in. Don't just vote for what you think is the winning team. This is not high school. Look where your country is. 35 trillion in debt. 7 to 10 wars going on across the country. Hundreds of billions going to other countries. It only takes 30 billion to end all homelessness. Think about that. Hundreds of billions to Ukraine. You only need 30 to end homelessness in America. Think about what you're doing with your money. You see how the stock market's going up? Is your salary going up? You know what is going to go up? Prices and rich guys' pockets. And that's why you need to have Carl Anthony for president every year until I win 2024. I'm going to be back in 2028 and back in 2032. And if I keep eating and living healthy enough, I might be here in 3032 trying it again. Carl for president. Remember, let's recap once again. RIP to Miss Sonya Massey. Fire, rehire, retrain all officers in systematic rotation of 20%. Takes about 6 months to do. Stricter guidelines, that will clean out the entire police department. As far as the Joe Biden situation, stop treating Kamala like she's some kind of streetwalker. She's a verified woman. She has degrees. She's done the work. I know she has a weird past. We all do. We all do. Now, well, not me. I'm not that bad. I'm kind of Black Jesus, but that's a whole nother conversation. But even I have things that if you pulled it out from or cameras back in the 90s, I'm sure you'd be like, oh my God, this guy's a devil. So I think you need to see who the person is now, the work that they do, and respect them for who they are and kick their backside on the record. That's my advice to you conservatives. Stop all the sexual talk. Focus on her record. And liberals, let me talk to you. Stop all the demonization of Mr. Trump and any other conservative as though we are some threat to the end of society so people don't get excited and try to hurt us. That's ridiculous. We're all Americans. We're all working for the same goal. Stop that virulent conversation. Morning Joe, MSNBC, I'm talking to you. Jesus, why do you people listen to them? Anyway, last but not least, the incident after taking a shot at Trump. There is no excuse for them to have let that happen. I'm glad they fired the young lady. At least 7 to 10 other people need to be fired. There, of course, needs to be a complete restructuring of the accountability structure of Secret Service. There's no way you should set up a game plan and nobody signs off on it. And then there's not a higher up person. Like that lady, the director, every morning she should have a stack of at least her most high priority cases on her desk. Okay, I got the president and all the vice presidents. Like I should have like 20 things. Like I walk in the morning, I should sit down and I should have 20 game plans to look over. Just a quick look over. All right, this looks pretty good, guys. And then they can do that very easily. Why did that not happen? Was it intentional? I don't know. But it dang sure is proof of the Biden administration and the lack of leadership in the organization where people are running buck wild. And that's why that man had to go. That's why we can't put Kamala back in, because she is the reincarnation of him and Obama and every other bad policy we've had for the last 20 years. If you're a Trump guy, go ahead and do it. I say vote independent. Give people new names. Carl Anthony for president, 2024 and forever. I love you guys. God bless America and God bless you. We out. See how that goes.